Hello, my fellow patriots. This is Alex with Disabled Vets Perspective. Just wanted to say, you should all be afraid. Fear. Be scared. Everything's happening all at once. We're being hit from every corner. We're not going to make it. Take care of yourselves. Leave me behind. Oh my God, it's ridiculous. We've got so much going on right now. I mean, the prick thing is failing. The dictatorship is not able to grab a hold, and you know, you see everything happening and everybody losing, and the more they lose on their, you know, dystopian nightmare, the harder they push to get people into a submissive state. Now, there is a possibility of war, but going to some certain quotes in a little book some people may know about, but wars and rumors of wars. People hate each other in general, and it's generally not the people, though. That's the thing. It's the governments. The governments are telling the people who to hate, how to hate, and what to hate, and the people suck that shit up. So they do the hating that they're supposed to do, and it leads to conflict. Now, I've been all over the world. I've traveled. I've met people from many countries, and people are beautiful. They are awesome. They're just like you and me. But the governments tell these people, oh, if you see an American, you should be afraid. You should be scared. But no. People have got to drop this fear crap. Yeah, there's a possibility of war, but what are we going to do about it? Nothing. So to fear things that are beyond your control, that you have no power over, is ridiculous. If it comes, it comes. You stand your ground, you fight for you and yours, and you protect what you have. But you've got Russia sticking their chest out at Ukraine. And there's something funny about Ukraine. I think by process of elimination, you may find out that it's America sticking their chest up at Russia, because apparently there's so many people so far in deep with Ukraine that we pretty much own them. So all the pushing, all the chest beating, all that stuff, I think is coming from American leaders that control the puppets in Ukraine. So if Russia decides to bitch slap them a little bit, you should not be looking at the people of Ukraine. You should be looking at the people of this country. For one thing, we have caused wars all over the world and used lies to get them started. So this one would probably not be any different. Now, it's just interesting that we have National Guard members training over there with Ukraine. So if Russia decides to step over and bitch slap them a little bit, then guess what? He might accidentally shoot an American soldier. Well, you know, the inept administration couldn't possibly let that happen, because they don't want to give up on their 16-year plan, which requires a massive world war. So they would say, oh yeah, and then they'd jump in there and send all their troops, and we'd be on. Meanwhile, while the distraction of Ukraine is going on, you have China beating their chest at Taiwan. And then they're telling the American people, you know, if you do this political boycott, which doesn't mean shit, if you do this political boycott to the Olympics, there will be a price to pay. And they suck up that chest and they stick it out, and they get all the fear going. So ignore the crap. If they step into Taiwan, then you do something. If they just beat their chest, and if they just jack each other off in a round robin effect or a circle jerk, then who cares? There's nothing more than a few people yapping. But what will probably happen if Russia decides they need to go slap Ukraine around a little bit, then while that distraction is going on, China will very likely decide they're going to move on Taiwan. Well, guess what? We have American soldiers over there training as well. You notice how the American soldiers are put into the locations where the first strike is probably going to happen? They do that because they use the soldiers as bait. Yes, coming from a veteran, the soldiers are bait. That's why there's so many restrictions on the code of Uniform Code of Military Justice and Rules of Engagement, because they want us to fall so that they have an excuse to do stupid shit. And it's usually not the leaders of the countries, it's the bankers. So, you know, banker wars. But we have soldiers in Taiwan training, we have soldiers in Ukraine training, and both places are flaring up. Now, again, what real difference does that make to us right now? I mean, some obviously the military guys, you know, you guys got to be on alert and you got to be ready to do what you got to do. The rest of us civilians, you know, if somebody decides to do something stupid, like come over to our soil and figure, oh, we're going to take your land and you're not going to do anything about it, well, all they got to do is refer back to World War II. One of the smartest generals Japan had to offer said, there's a reason we don't attack the mainland, because behind every blade of grass will be a man with a weapon. And that's still true today, and probably a lot more of it. So if they want to come to our property and they want to start trying to slap us around, that's when they'll see what real America's like. They won't see what the TV tells them. They won't listen to all the propaganda and all the weakness of our government. They'll see America. So tell them to bring it if they must, and we'll do what we have to do when we get there. But meanwhile, do not fear this crap, because most of it is bluster. Yeah, bluster. So the other thing now is we've got a swarm of earthquakes happening off of the west coast, up there by Oregon, or wherever the hell you're from and however you pronounce it. So it's Oregon. But anyway, there are earthquakes swarming off of the coast, and they're in a fairly small spot. And just to remind you folks, the U.S. does have something called seismic weapons. They have tsunami weapons. They have really nasty shit that they don't tell anybody about because, you know, secrets. But they have this stuff. So if they wanted to, you know, cause another major distraction, maybe right around the time Crimea is attacked and Taiwan is attacked, then why not create a tsunami on the west coast? That would get things pretty slowed down. So you've got that going on. And then you've got the sniffers looking around for biological, nuclear and chemical agents. They're all over the waterways trying to find, you know, Project Pelican and shipping containers and things with little sticks that go boom in the night. So this is going on. So we've got potential infiltration of our shipping ports by a very nasty little weapon system. And then you've got Crimea, you got Taiwan, you got the west coast and tsunamis potential. It's just ridiculous. You've got to understand that they're hitting us with everything they have. They want the people to just stand and gyrate in panic and fear, because if they can create enough chaos, they can swoop in and create the order. Through chaos comes order. That's the psychopaths of the Freemasons that created that saying. It's the most ignorant thing. My father would say it's as ignorant as pig shit. So these people truly believe that they are the ones that should have the say on what happens to humanity, and that they are somehow gods above the rest of us plebs. They're not. They still put their britches on the same way we do, one arm at a time. So there's nothing special about these people. They put on a suit, they put on a tie, and then the rest of their existence is spent trying to scare the shit out of you so that you'll keep them in power so that they can protect you. Well, they got to get over themselves. But anyway, I bring this stuff up because I want you aware of it. But for the love of God, man, we just got to remember we are protected. If you are saved, if you are free of fear, you are protected. There's nothing that these people can do to you. They may take your little skin puppet suit, but they can't take your soul. And that's what they're trying to do with the prick. But stay of pure blood. Anyway, really that's what I got. I just want you guys to stop letting things bother you. Just woosah, you relax and don't worry about all of the crap that's going on. If something happens, you react to it, you take care of it, you prepare ahead of time for whatever contingencies, but then just live your life, enjoy, be happy, be merry, Merry Christmas, all that. So that's all I got to say. Make sure you hit the thumbs up on the way out the door. Tell your friends about me. Subscribe to the channel if you want to. I mean, that really doesn't matter because YouTube will see if I get 100 subscribers and go, oh, we don't want to do that. And they'll take them back away from me. So, whatever. Anyway, enjoy it while it lasts. If they kick my channel off, I'll try to find somewhere else to go hang out. Whatever. But subscribe if you want to and share the video out. And until next time, y'all, stay in the fight.